All right, thank you for staying with Daybreak. We're getting into the discussion. It's still continuing even when we're on the break. And the question we're asking you is, do you feel included in the government initiatives? The hashtag is Daybreak. The question is up there. SMS 224222. You can call in live as well, 0719 777. We'd like to know from you whether you feel included in the government initiatives. And we have the government spokesman with us right here. And I'd like to keep it simple, Mr. Kiraithe. From where you sit, do you feel that Kenyans are with you when it comes to these government initiatives? We'll take a basic example, Huduma Number, and you've seen what people say. And it's not the only one. There's Resist Huduma Number, there's Resist Housing Levy. Do you feel like Kenyans are part and parcel of the decisions you make, despite the Constitution clearly outlining public participation on Article 33?
Well, what we should be very clear about is what is participation in our democracy. Criticizing the Huduma Number as a project, asking questions and not being shut up is in itself participation. Why is it participation? You have seen cabinet ministers.
No, let him finish. Let him finish.
After that, all of us thought this is a good government project. It will improve. It is convenient to everybody. It will provide better records, and therefore we are good. We just sell it for a day and we are good. The fact that Kenyans have asked questions, they have done the hashtag resist, has made us, including myself, get out of the office, as the line ministry get out of the office, go out there and carry out a very clear, vigorous public education, not on citizens, but on Kenyans, where they live and in the language they understand. What are the results? We are moving towards a figure of 15 million.
Except
but
this is
no,
not
I think it's important to say.
If that is, if I have caught up, maybe by today we have more numbers than that. But you go to the registration centers today, you see Kenyans are participating. Yeah. Let us not expect a population which is told jump and they ask how high. Let us have that population. That is the essence of democracy. That is what the Constitution wanted to achieve. What I would discourage Kenyans against is the style of society. If you are introducing a new curriculum, remember Kenyans have trained experts. Kenyans have the Institution of Curriculum Development. One of the key steps is training of teachers on what is in the new curriculum. Okay. Then you stand up and say, we are opposing even that. That borders on kind of a rebellious culture, which is not useful to anybody.
But the public participation should come before the initiative is implemented.
The public participated, my friend.
No, they did not.
And the public has participated. Daisy might not have participated as a person, but that does not mean Kenyans have not participated. Kenyans have participated. Others give their opinions that it is a religious affair, and I can assure you there is no religion about it. Okay. And the books of heaven will not be written by government clerks.
Mercifully.
But I can tell you for a fact. But I can tell you for a fact that criticism, that demand of accountability to the last detail of whom did you give, who supplied the implements, by the way, that in itself is participation. That is the hallmark of a vibrant democracy, and in government we have no intention whatsoever to stifle that.
Can I say, yes, and I want to say this, Mr. Kiraithe, I admire the vigorous nature of your defense, but let me help you here and remind you that the Constitution envisions public participation to be from the formulation of the law. And from this point of view, from where I sit and from where many Kenyans sit, the government has been extremely dishonest, okay? For starters, one, we are not disputing that there is a need. Yes, the government has been dishonest. We're not disputing that there is a need for us to have a better management system for our information. We all saw the fiasco during the registration of voters, where people turned up with ID cards having similar numbers, and we know that it's very messy. The registration system is quite messy. There are a lot of fraudulent documents and all that. So nobody's disputing that. But for the government to initiate such an important exercise using miscellaneous amendments, that in itself is dishonest. Why? Because this is something that affects a wide range of Kenyans. Article 118 envisions that when the government wants to bring substantive law, you involve the public in the formulation of the legislation. You publish a bill, you let people know what this bill is about, but instead what the government has done has gone and used the miscellaneous amendments, which ideally are used to clean up pieces of legislation, amend sections here and there. But for such a major exercise, the government used the miscellaneous amendment. The other thing, the procurement of the company that is that gave the kids for the registration of the Huduma number. That company right now is being adversely mentioned in Parliament, having broken the laws and also having changed its name. You as a policeman, you know that anybody who changes their name, or even a company that keeps changing their name every so often, there's always something that they are trying to hide. So the government has flouted its own procedures in the formulation of the law, its own procedures in procurement, and then you talk about educating the public. In fact, what the government has been engaging in is threatening the public, telling people that if you don't get the Huduma number, you're not going to get services. The essence of government is service delivery. That's why you collect taxes from people. And remember that the courts also in their ruling said that while the government can continue with the exercise, it must not be conditional on service delivery. The government has been speaking with the folk tongue. No, the government has said part of the government communication concerning Huduma number is that it will collate and we will have one number for everything. For your ID card, your NHIF, your NSSF, and everything. That's how you'll be able to identify yourself. Now we hear that actually you're still going to need your NHIF card, you're still going to need your ID card. So that's why I'm saying that the government has not been honest. There is a lot of conflicting information coming from the same government. State agencies threatening to, shut down, the people's
access to certain services,
yes,
for example.
Yes,
good.
Communication
services. My brother poses himself.
My brother, those of us, and we are many, who are supporting this initiative on Huduma numbers, we are doing so despite your blatant refusal to observe the principle of public participation. We are doing it purely because we've made an effort to look at best international practices, read around what the experiences of other countries, for us to say, fine, this would be okay. But how many Kenyans can do what I am saying? It is your responsibility to go all out of the way and ensure that the public participates. My second point is, when you take this failure of public participation and you throw in the name of the NAT boss, Sossion, don't you think you're being unfair? Could it be that you are thinking, simply because you're the government spokesperson, you are God-sent, unlike Sossion? The issue Sossion is raising are so important to us. He is saying, thank you very much, bring in CBC. But before you bring it in, please allow the trainers of those children to be trained. Our teachers are not trained on that curricula. So why don't you wait a little bit? You train the teachers. Once we know that the teachers, both in public and private institutions, are sufficiently equipped, then you roll out the program. My last comment has got nothing to do with him. It is about this headline on Huduma numbers. Members of Parliament, just about time they did some good work. They should not be rising at every opportunity to give the impression that they are up to the task. Now here we are, the nation is telling Kenyans that thank you very much, members of Parliament have stopped Huduma. They don't have the power. What they were doing yesterday, whether they voted...
This is an incorrect headline?
It is a correct headline.
It's a correct headline?
Yes. What the MPs did in Parliament, my sister Daisy, even if they got it with the absolute majority, it amounts to nothing.
Nothing's going to happen.
They cannot stop the process in the manner they are doing. The best they can do is to ask the DCI, to ask the EACC, and urge the DPP to expedite so that their recommendation can result in a court process.
Yes.
It is only a court process that would say stop Huduma number because of the history
of this company,
Saffron Mofo. So they are playing politics with an issue.
But they have raised a substantive
issue.
And we cannot run away with it from it.
Yes,
and the government can't run away from it. And before you answer, Mr. Kiraitha, the other thing that you need to respond
One
to
question.
the fears that Kenyans have because we don't have data protection laws.
Okay.
And that's also the issue that has been raised. What's going to happen to all this data? And now, remember that this company, OT Mofo, because it may be calling itself a DMEA or whatever it is being called now, but OT Mofo, when access was required for the elections petition, we were told that the servers were in France. So this information that Kenyans are giving, is it going to be held up in France? Who
Good.
Who
You said
owns
one
this
question.
data?
That's one question.
Now,
Honorable Kiraitha, go ahead.
I like that.
Before Halwale came to my head, I wanted to say it's unfortunate that some of these statements is coming from, I believe, an advocate of the High Court in Kenya.
No.
Well, yeah, it had better be. I'm more comfortable. Because when we throw statements like, if a company changes its name, it has broken the law.
No, I didn't say it has broken the law. I didn't say
it has something to hide.
Yes, that's what I've said.
And we even insinuate that that something must be unsavory. Then we need a lesson in issues of branding. Having said that, Huduma number is a big thing. But when you look at it from independence, we had a kipande which people hanged in the neck. To put it into proper perspective, we had another one written on pen and paper. It was a small booklet. Then we had one which was laminated. Yeah? Then we had one like the one I still have. And we had another one now which was data inscribed. And now we are moving into an Huduma number. Registration of Kenyans has gone on progressively, keeping up with technology and the convenience. You can be very sure that the kipande we hanged in the neck, and it was an improvement when we went to the one which was a small booklet. And as we moved on, it has been an improvement. And therefore, remember the last time we had a new generation of IDs was how long ago? And this new generation, by the way, I can share this with you. It has been quite a bit abused. We have some of, when some of our forces went into Somalia to deal with the problem there, they would find some people with it in Afmado. And so we have, and I'm glad everybody is accepting we have had issues. And we certainly needed to upgrade and for convenience also integrate. At least Honorable Halwale has been honest enough to say this is international practice. If every time you are upgrading a government service, by the way, this is in itself a service. And the situation around the world is being complicated. And Kenyans need to have trust. And Honorable Halwale, they say, let us not create a situation where the citizen loses confidence in government. We have enough economists, we have enough security experts. When you see things being accelerated, don't look at it as an isolated issue. We just had Dusit. And we know all this about M-Pesa transactions. At least they are bit of tidbits coming from investigators, which should tell us that our capacity to flag what is happening in this country for the benefit and security of all of us needs to be upgraded, not tomorrow, but yesterday.
Nobody's disputing
and
that.
therefore, when we have such issues ongoing, we do what is legitimate in the simplest way possible. I can tell you that experts have come to my office to explain to me, but not being an ICT expert, not being a consolidation, you know, this systems consolidation expert, I will never be able to give you a proper lecture on the technology, what it will do so that you are dealing with one card from NHIF to whatever, but I am satisfied that it is well-intentioned, it is within cost, you know, comparing internationally, and it is for the longer-term benefit of the Kenyan who is actually investing in this system.
And the data is safe.
And the data,
from the experts who have come to talk to
what
you.
we have
No,
told Kenyans
I'm afraid we are
repeatedly
allowing the government spokesman
that the
not to
safety
respond.
of data, the safety of
public participation.
I was almost dozing as you continue talking and talking and talking.
No, but you
It's
tell
your
us about
time to take a
participation.
nap. It's your time to
No,
take
I
a
want to
nap.
listen to
Mr.
you.
Kiraibe.
We must not
Respond to the issues.
misinterpret
Let him finish.
participation
Yeah.
to
Public
mean that
participation.
every Eric, Halwale, and Daisy must understand all the ICT involved. We will never reach there. And I can tell you, if you doubt Kenyans are participating, go to the Huduma number queue today. And I can tell you, we have listened to the radio stations, listened to the chiefs, listened to the DOs. I went to Kadhwana to launch it, and we spent a whole day with so many experts there.
What will happen to those who don't get the card, the number?
What will happen to those who will
not get the number?
Will not get the number.
Yes.
It's the same thing which happens when you don't have an ID or when you don't have a voter's card. It is the responsibility of the government to go out and ensure that the last person has it.
You've not answered my question.
But remember,
Will there be it appears there will be consequences.
And in
but
the consequences are usually very simple. We literally have in every mall, in every place, somebody registering. Very soon the benefits of registering will become obvious. So whereas now you are going to the local primary school, the local market and getting it, because at the end of the day you cannot choose not to do without it. You will travel longer distances, but it will not stop. It's just like the ID. There are sometimes we have a drive all over the country to issue, we have had that, because this is in itself an ID in quotes.
So basically this is mandatory.
Basically,
regardless of what the quotes
at
say.
the end of the day, you will get it, but wisdom dictates you get it now that it is next door to you.
But you have not answered the question. What are the consequences for
Yes,
those who don't
yes.
get?
The consequences are very simple.
Yes.
If you are living in a country where an identity card is required in the bank, an identity card is required when you are taking exams, an identity, at the end of the day, unless you really want to be inconvenienced, you'll have to get it.
So you
So
will
it's
not
mandatory.
get
It is,
service. So
it
you
is
will
not
get
a
services.
criminal offense. I don't know how you say that you come to the bank today, you have an account, and the clerk tells you, can I see your identity card? You fail to produce one. What happens?
You can't open
It is not because the teller has been told, don't give services to Eric Kiraithe. It is because Eric Kiraithe has omitted to do a few things which facilitates the giving of that service. And the rallying call is Huduma number, kwa Huduma Bora.
So this is
Make it
mandatory,
convenient
basically. That's what
for
we're saying.
yourself.
I had a question for
You know,
Daisy
you
and
know,
for
you know,
questions,
you
but
know,
I'm told
you know, I'm
break.
dying. I'm dying.
Don't die.
I'm dying.
Live
This way.
Live with the Huduma number.
I'm dying to comment this.
goodness, Mr. Kiraibe.
Daisy, I'll come
Kiraibe,
to
my
you
brother, my brother. All you could do
Yes.
is to tell the public that we are sorry. We could have handled the matter of public participation in a better way. Slightly better than expecting The fact that the moment, can I, sir? Better than expecting that the moment you ask Raila to go to one corner of the country, Kalonzo another one, Mudavadi another one, and Uhuru another end, and Ruto another one, then people have done public participation. You could apologize that. Why? Because you see, there are many reasons why your office
don't need to gainsay.
Wait, let him finish. Very briefly, Senator.
Yes.
Simply because your good office has a budget from the taxpayer, and the intention, amongst other things, is for you to help the public to have confidence in government. In a government where you announce that people will pay tax of 1.5% for a house, and after 2 days, the PS says, and after you have been paying to get that house, it will be through a lottery. Surely, I mean, how can we trust that kind of government?
He actually made those statements on Citizen TV.
How do we trust
ladies and gentlemen, before the break,
can I take that challenge?
Hold on one second. We'll give you sufficient time to respond. We have to take a break.
Let me take just one challenge.
Okay.
I want to assure Kenyans that even in government, everything is a learning process.
Okay.
We have made mistakes. The challenge to apologize, I did not want it to go. We have learned from the mistakes we have done, and in future, they will not be repeated.
Are you apologizing?
So you agree that the public participation will have been done?
There are gaps. The issues the public continue raising cannot be ignored. We have taken note of them. And where there are gaps, we shall correct them. But that maybe we had an oversight over something because we thought an identification card is as old as Kenya. So we thought some things will be understood that is basically an upgrade of the way we have been doing things. Those mistakes will be corrected in future. And therefore we have no problem with that.
All right. Yeah. That's a good point to take a break now. When we come back, we'll sample some of your views. The question we're asking is whether you feel included in government initiatives. Let's take that quick break here on Daybreak. We'll come back with some of your views and also winding comments from our guests as well.